What's going on, peoples? My name's Timmy Joe, making videos about computer parts. It's a computer part. These are computer parts all up on the internet. Today on the program, Monoprice. Haven't really paid much attention to them in a while. I know they make like everything under the sun these days, but back in the day, like 2006-7, if you wanted some cables specifically, it was hard to get them for a cheap price. And my buddy would do like a Monoprice order from the States into Canada like twice a year, and we'd all pitch in and pay the duties and stuff like that so we could get ridiculously cheap Ethernet cables, audio cables, HDMI video cables, stuff like that, adapters, like weird stuff, because there was really no other outlet for it. And nowadays you just go on Amazon and you type it in, but Monoprice is a good spot for stuff like that. And they typically have like pretty good stuff quality-wise for the price that you're getting it at. So when Monoprice reached out telling me they had a giant QHD ultra wide here, oh my goodness, 144 hertz, 34 inches, I was like, yes please, let's check that out, yes please. So here's the dark matter monitor and some gaming accessories and peripherals. We're gonna check them out here. We're gonna tell them, are they any good? Because, well, there are some caveats to some things here, but yeah, the monitor is pretty damn good. So hold on there, sponsors and intro. We'll be right back. This video is sponsored by Be Quiet and their new Pure Loop all-in-one liquid coolers. Pure Loop is the water cooling unit of choice for all price-conscious users that seek high performance and silent operation. Numerous features like the doubly decoupled pump and the Be Quiet Pure Wings 2 fans make sure the Pure Loop is silent and reliable, while the white LED illumination and the all-black design set high standards in appearance. Check out the links in the description, and thanks to Be Quiet for sponsoring this video. Okie dokie, so we're running Port Royale on the damn thing right now at its native 3440 by 1440 resolution, 34 inches. It's got a pretty decent rake of a curve on it, which it kind of needs for how damn wide it is. It's got FreeSync on it. It's got HDR 400, which means it's got barely worth turning on HDR in a lot of cases, but still, we're concentrating on the good stuff here. This is an amazing deal of a monitor. It really is hard to find this class of a monitor regularly priced for that amount, $500 here. This is a premium monitor, but it's more of a $600-700 monitor you're getting for $500. And yes, you can find name brand ultra wides like this at around $500 on sale and stuff like that, good deals. But this thing's just regularly priced there. And then it has like a 49-inch bigger brother that has kind of all the same specs, maybe 120 hertz. That thing, it's not even in stock right now, so it's barely worth talking about it. But there is a dark matter monitor that's even bigger than this that rivals that like Samsung G7 or G9 or whatever that came out a little while ago. But this one's like its baby brother. So 1500R rake on the curve on it, and 34 inches gaming monitor. It's a really decent quality. Actually, I'm very, very surprised at how good a quality it is. The first one came in the box damaged. This is the second one I've got. It had a crack here. I'm sure that's just from making its way across the border. It was fairly well packaged, but they didn't put it in like another box. Might have been worth it, but they sent me another and it was fine. I won't blame them for anything on the monitor so far. It's been very, very good. It has a metal stand that can completely support this monitor, and then I think they use the same stand for the 49-inch version, so it's pretty good. It doesn't have that great of an adjustment on it, but it's totally livable. And then you check out the menu options here. They're fairly rudimentary, and like every other damn monitor on the planet, you navigate it with buttons that are very hard to kind of figure out because you've got muscle memory and you don't have it, and you press the button and you press the wrong button. But it's not too bad, that is for sure. So I've been having a real good time playing some Fortnite on this, playing some online multiplayer games, playing some really nice looking games. I don't see there's any dead pixels. There's very little screen door effect on it compared to some other bigger 1440p monitors that I've seen. Like I had a 32-inch Biotech that I didn't really like because it looked like really bad screen door effect. This thing, no issues with that, mostly because there's extra resolution here for how big it is. So 3440, like that's a lot more than 2560, sorry. So pretty good stuff. So I've played, a lot of online games and stuff like that with this. In the about 2 weeks I've had it, or a week and a half I've been using it. And I can say nothing but good things. It's very comparable to some of the other monitors, the BenQ that I recently, as far as image quality goes, as far as contrast ratio, as far as input latency. I'm not having any issues with this stuff. I am not a technical person for monitor reviews. I go by feel, and this thing has, pretty good response time. It has no issues with ghosting or anything like that that's really bad or anything like that. So I've had very little issues. The only problem with running this resolution is you need the hardware to back it up. I'm running Port Royal right now, which mind you only gets about 45 FPS, maybe 30 to 45 FPS normally with a Quad HD, resolution, but because we're running the ultra wide, it gets even worse here. If you're gonna want to use this monitor to its full potential, you're definitely gonna need a high-end graphics card. I'm gonna say a 3070 is kind of low end for this, unfortunately. So hopefully those big Navi cards are very, very good. So I have lots of good things to say about the monitor. I have $499. It's definitely a pretty good buy. You can, like I said, get some other monitors, name brand monitors in this price range with the same kind of specs, but they're few and far between. This thing is regularly priced, so it's a pretty good, place to go if you're looking for a high-end 1440p ultra-wide monitor or Quad HD monitor. As for the rest of the peripherals here, though, I'm not feeling it so much. Here we see this mouse, Dark Matter by Monoprice. It's the Aether, I think that's how you'd say that, the Aether optical gaming mouse, $32.99. It is of the quality of a Amazon mouse, and I actually don't particularly like it. And it's like, pretty light, and then it has a weight in it, which is, that's the feature of high-end mice. And, $30 doesn't seem so bad, but I've definitely got better quality off of like Red Dragon mice off of Amazon and stuff like that before. I don't like, I find there's some drift in this mouse, unfortunately, and it kind of makes things, I don't like it. And then it says it has RGB on the box by lighting up the little mouse area. So far as I can tell, it only cycles colors based on what DPI mode it's in, and there's no other ARGB on it. So it's kind of disappointing. Also, the second buttons here, which I do use a lot, I wind up kind of touching them when I'm moving the mouse around. They're not elevated off there very well. I'm going to say the mouse, you could definitely do better for the price. All right, so as for the keyboard, it is a pretty standard affair. It does have mechanical switches on it. They are not Cherry MX or anything as far as the website's concerned. They're very they're not very loud. They're very quiet. There is RGB functionality on the keyboard, and you'd press like function and then other buttons to change the lighting situation. By default, it's RGB puke. I would say this is a very unremarkable keyboard. It works. I did have an EAT key on a previous version that just stopped working, so they sent me another one. So would I recommend the keyboard at $70? No. You can definitely get for probably around $50 on Amazon a mechanical keyboard of this quality, and save yourself the $20, or spend a little bit more money and get a name brand keyboard. I don't mind how this types. I like how the plastic feels on it. It has all the keys, but it's not like this hooks up to software and allows you to do a whole bunch of stuff with it. It does have little rubber feet on it. Last, well, I guess not last. I will say they did send over one of it's this exact mouse pad, giant mouse pad that was in this, and I've already got it all full of thermal paste. They sell those giant mouse pads just in case you wanted one. See, it's all full of dust and crap. They sell these giant mice pads. Thank you for sending me it, Monoprice. Last but not least is the Supernova USB gaming headset with RGB. And is there ever a lot of RGB on it? And there is a button on it that will allow you to change the colors. Yeah, you can change it to green. There we go. You can change it to blue, or you can change it to RGB puke, whatever you want. So I had issues with my first headset as well. The microphone did not work. Here is how the microphone sounds. This is a recording from the Dark Matter RGB headphones. I will say it is average at best. This giant controller, when you're wearing the headset, just kind of dangles here. And I think they wanted you to like maybe put it on your shirt or something like that. I just found that this was ridiculous. So the placement of this is terrible. It's too big for what it is. And I'm just not a fan of this whole headset situation. It has a 7.1 surround sound. When I click the button, it does nothing. It has a mic mute, it has a volume control, and then it has an EQ and an LED button. And the EQ doesn't seem to sound great on any of the 4 settings. Like, there's one that's like passable, but it's not like the EQ is really all that great on it. So as far as the headset goes at $59.99, it's not a terrible buy. It's comfortable. It's not as loud as I'd like either because it's USB. You're kind of limited to pushing more through it. It's comfortable, but the quality control for these peripherals is, I don't know if I could really recommend them. So let's get back to the monitor. Something I can definitely recommend as far as my experience goes so far. Very, very good. For $499, if you're looking for, if you're like kind of a half budget gamer, and I know $500 on a monitor is a lot to spend, but if you're going to spend $500 plus on a video card, you're going to want the display that matches up with it. And as far as having that extra side resolution in games, in multiplayer games, I liked having that extra, field of view. I really did. And this gigantic monitor can also function as two separate monitors on its own. It has a split screen functionality. I wouldn't say that really was usable because whenever I would change the resolutions after doing that, they were kind of unusable having 2 PCs plugged into this at the same time. It has 2 HDMI ports and 2 display ports, so there's lots of inputs as well. And then I just have to mention that it came with this little thing. It's a projector light that plugs in with micro USB that just shows their logo from right here, down here on the table. That's a nice touch. Just keep in mind, you'll need a pretty powerful GPU to run it to its full potential in newer games. CSGO, probably not going to have too big an issue. But I had a lot of fun with it, and I thank you very much to Monoprice to send it over. As far as the peripherals are concerned, I think you can do better on Amazon these days, and I'm sorry I have to say that, Monoprice. I really honestly and truly do believe that. There are tons of options out there, and if you look at Amazon, you can look at the reviews and stuff like that, you're going to be able to find some peripherals that match the quality of these for the same price or lower, and I think I'd go that way. I don't know. Red Dragon's usually pretty good, stuff like that. But as far as the monitor goes, I'll give you a thumbs up. So I'm at Timmy on Instagram and Twitter. Thanks for checking out this review of the Dark Matter 34-inch ultra-wide gaming 144Hz monitor. And I'll see you guys in the next video. Thanks to Be Quiet for sponsoring the video.